I'm your host, Bill Noble. What the is going on with this market? 1 minute it's way up and it's the most bullish thing we've ever seen, and then it's down. I will tell you. I will tell you. I will give you the news. I will give you the real deal about the XRP verdict and tell you who the winner is. Hint, Bitcoin. Don't laugh. I'm going to explain it to you. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, right? Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live or we're posting videos. Now, speaking of videos, just as a reminder, as people may or may not file in here, my co-host Toby, if you go on my Twitter, crypto_noble, okay? I have a new analyst. That's what I call her. And guess what? She absolutely nailed Solana, which we did on June 15th and June 9th. Okay. And she nailed XRP on June 18th down there at 40-something cents. Okay. So you definitely want to go to my Twitter and you definitely want to check out these videos. Okay, Unhinged Crypto's got a YouTube channel. I'm not going to shill that right here. And I think we are headed over to Threads. But if you haven't checked out Toby, I suggest you do, because we're going to get a lot more of that based on her capabilities. Okay, now, what is going on? Let me welcome who's coming in here on the stream. Okay, Rave Song Records, how far can the BCT pullback go? He loves the show. Okay, Andre is like, welcome to the family, Toby. Exactly. Okay, Wrong Again says the bastards are rugging me right now. Love that. Even though I don't want anything to happen to my people. Right, Bull Runner here first. Pancakes and peanut butter. Shizzy DeFi, Elias, forget about it. John, welcome. Wrong Again. Kenneth, Andre. Okay. Pancakes and peanut butter, loving the combo. Elias. Oh, yeah. Me and Toby are going to break the internet. Okay, speaking of breaking the internet, this market is like probably driving people insane. So let me just like get into it. I'm going to start with the PowerPoint first. Okay, and then we're going to go to news. So here's the deal. Okay. Ripple sales of XRP do not constitute an offer of an investment contract. Okay. Ripple wins the verdict that XRP is not a security. That's the headline. Okay. Judge also rules that institutional sales of XRP by Ripple were securities. That means Ripple's probably going to pay a chunky fine. I don't think that means XRP is going away, but I'm not a legal expert. Judge says crypto tokens sold to the public may not be securities, and the SEC lawsuit over whether XRP is a security will go to trial. All right. Now, that comes back to another video on my Twitter. Okay. So I'm going to share that because, I don't normally shill my Twitter, but, Twitter is now going to be a home for like short videos. We find on our YouTube channel, people like the live shows, people like the shorts, and these shorter videos are on Twitter. Now, this is ETH at 2K, some work before the rally with some important points about moving forward. Basically, this video was about, ETH's going to go to 2K. Everybody's going to FOMO in. Crypto Twitter is going to declare victory over the SEC. And then alts were going to go down. Why? Because alts can't hold a bid versus Bitcoin at the start of a cycle. So you may get a 2, 3, 5 day alt season, and then people are going to take profits. And they're going to move into Bitcoin because the ultimate winner of the XRP lawsuit is Bitcoin. Because institutions, even though they're giving XRP a hard time, if XRP is not a security, then there's no excuse for large funds not to get involved in Bitcoin, right? Just there's no excuse. I mean, they're not going to get involved in XRP, but there's no excuse to not be in Bitcoin or ETH because it's not a security, right? If there's a problem here, it's what Ripple did, right? Ripple may have violated securities laws, and that's what's going to go to trial, and that's in the hands of lawyers. But there is absolutely zero excuse for funds not to get involved in Bitcoin. And conveniently, it looks like they're smashing it. How nice. How nice of them to cheapen it up for us. Okay? So we're going to go through this on live TA. Don't worry, that's going to happen. Now, I want to go through news first. Okay, now that I gave you the XRP skinny quickly. Okay, I think this is very interesting. Fear and loathing on Air Force One. Okay. There's a sense of panic about the 2024 election. Now, they're going to have to do something. Okay. One of the things that they've done, and this is a White House press release, is that they've called up 3,000 total members of the National Guard into active service. So basically, they're calling up the army. Now, they're either sending these guys over to Ukraine so they can escalate the war as a distraction, or they're getting ready for social disorder. Social disorder. I don't know what or how, but it's really weird that they're calling up the army. Now, why am I bringing this up on a crypto podcast? Because I think what's going to happen is Biden may step down or not, but they're going to have to embrace crypto. If they're calling up the army as a distraction, they're panicking. And this XRP case may allow them to embrace crypto. This would allow the left to have the social and women's healthcare issue on their side, and it may also let them have crypto on their side. So whereas before they wanted to avoid a dollar crisis, and they probably still do, I think it's interesting that these guys are panicking, because if Biden has to step down, they get a fresh face in there in Harris. She may have to embrace crypto. It's a lot easier than sending our soldiers to die. Something to think about. Okay. XRP ruling ruled a landmark judgment weakens SEC stance against crypto. Okay, so the ruling reduces the securities hang on tokens sold on exchanges, right? So this whole idea about tokens sold to the public is weakened. So the SEC may be able to get some sort of moral victory about how they sold it to institutions, but this may not affect XRP as money. This may just affect what kind of fine Ripple has to pay. And they may have to pay a big one. Okay. The court's decision emphasizes the need for a separate digital assets framework. Okay. In other words, the SEC has to bring a law to the court to enforce. Okay. This weekend's the SEC stance that the securities law is clear and no separate clarity is provided for digital assets. So, yeah, the decision was mixed. Yes, we are looking at sell the fact right now. But people, make no mistake about it. If XRP is not a security, and all that happened was Ripple may have done an improper issuance of XRP, XRP is not a security. And if it's not a security, it can be money, which can mean it can have a larger valuation than you might think. So, yes, they're going to go back and forth over the weekend on this, okay? This significantly shifts the regulatory cloud over the crypto industry. So there's some weirdness in the details that are creating the selling. It doesn't bother me. It absolutely does not bother me. Zero knowledge rollups coming to Ethereum. Meanwhile, they're developing on Ethereum. They're developing. Michael Saylor is going to develop on Bitcoin. Don't doubt it. AI doomsday scenarios gaining traction in Silicon Valley. AI will never transact in fiat currency as it gets smarter and smarter. As they race to create Skynet, AI may provide you with more financial freedom in a worst case scenario. AI may displace it may displace jobs. And people are going to have to get universal basic income in a form of crypto. Hopefully it's not a CBDC, but between now and doomsday is a machine that is not using fiat. OpenAI probed by FTC over consumer harms. They just won't let you be free. The only way to be free is in crypto. So if you look at the market, you got hosed, you bought the strength, right? It's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money, right? You buy it when it's down, when everyone hates it. You sell it when it's up, when everyone loves it. And then if it's a bull market, you should be able to buy a dip. Texas fund managing $185 billion warns of recession. This is TRS, okay? And there's ERS, Employee Retirement System. It's this gigantic building near the University of Texas. It's huge. This fund is huge. They're sitting on a giant vault of gold. Just a vault. It's either that or the University of Texas endowment. It's huge. Okay. Fed says latest inflation data promising, but inflation is still too high. Now, if you're probably sitting there going, why is the market down? It's because Powell at the end of the month is going to come out and talk tough. These guys are not amused by crypto rallying. They are not amused by the FOMO in S&P. Every day, Nvidia gaps up. Is bunk. He's going to do 25 basis points and say inflation is at 4% and we wanted it 2%. And honestly, I don't blame people for taking their money today. I don't blame them. But there are dips here, like the dip in Ripple and say Stellar. Like the first move's always wrong. You can buy a dip in Stellar if it's, I think I got the chart and we can look at it. But the real dip to buy, I think, is in the AI coins. I mean, they were up today. Now they're down. Crypto trading volume down 23%. What does this mean? That means when everybody goes to buy at once, there isn't going to be anybody there. Only 11% of Bitcoin supply is left on exchanges. We'll go through that in the PowerPoint. Google and Apple won't have crypto wallets, so Mutiny launches normie-ready wallets. So as we've said, the administration doesn't want crypto at this time and is leaning on everybody through the SEC and Silicon Valley. If they're panicking about the election, I'm just wondering when they're going to change their mind, especially with DXY going down anyway. No bid. If you're upset today, look at DXY. Right? Where's DXY? Is it going up? Not at all. Sitting there at 99.90, below support. Have a nice day. We'll see you at 95. Right? It's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. They're giving you a dip. So, let's take a look at this. Say, I don't know, tomorrow. Let them sell it today. Consumer sentiment is at a 2-year high. Again, there's a recent record. There was a record number of airplanes in the air or flights in the world a week ago. So the whole world is going on summer vacation and it's not a recession. Again, the administration panicking. They forgave $39 billion in student loan debt for anybody paying 20 to 25 years. Imagine taking 20 to 25 years to pay off your education. It's incredible, right? Okay, so again, media FOMO is a little scary. Everybody's involved. They should be, because the real winner of XRP is Bitcoin and ETH. Because if XRP is not a security, even though Ripple screwed up with the institutional issuance, there's no way Bitcoin is. There's no way ETH is. And I would say that may even apply to things like Solana. The market, Mr. Market, it definitely doesn't apply to Avalanche, right? It definitely doesn't apply. And you had some, you had some insane FOMO. Just as a reminder, Toby was on Solana at 15. Okay, Europe is now in on spot Bitcoin ETF. Okay, Larry Fink and friends knew. Larry Fink and friends knew that there was no way XRP was not going to win that case. Like, they knew before they applied that XRP was not going to be a security. Okay, and don't worry, Zach, we're gonna get to the charts. Okay, thank goodness somebody is going to maybe pay for what happened last year. Okay. Okay, so did Ripple win the case, yes or no? It's yes and no. Okay, as we discussed earlier. Okay, the International Monetary Fund just wrote a paper. It's 37 pages about how gold is the world's new reserve currency. So a few facts on gold. Something like 68%. Okay. Invesco survey found, Invesco, that's a huge fund like Fidelity, 68% of central banks want to hold their gold reserves in their own country, up from 50% in 2020. That's because every gold bar at the Fed has 5 owners. In 5 years, that is expected to rise to 74%. Okay. Up until this year, central banks were willing to buy and sell gold through ETF and gold swaps. Now they only want physical. Okay. We increased the exposure 8 to 10 years ago and had it held in London, one central banker from a Western country told Invesco. We've transferred our gold reserves back to our own country. Its role is now to be a safe haven asset. So gold up, silver up, ETH up, right? It's as simple as that. Now, top Fed official, this is how I'm going to reconcile everything, and then I promise we're going straight to the charts. Top Fed official calls for 2 more rate hikes. The Fed does not like the ridiculous FOMO in equities. They're done. They're over it. They're over it. They're done. Okay. If crypto is down, it's because they're running in fear of the Fed in 10 days because Powell's going to talk tough. But if gold and silver lurch lower, the simple fact of the matter is inflation is 4%. It's not going back to 2% unless there's a very serious market correction in stocks. It's not happening. Everybody is out there partying and nobody thinks there's a problem except the Fed. And that is going to put a bid underneath crypto. So I think XRP is a buy because, again, not investment advice. If there's a problem, it's with Ripple. It's not with the token. So if Ripple is not selling the token, because that's the big seller, let's face it, right? The danger to XRP going forward is that Ripple has to sell the token to finance itself. So if Ripple is not the seller, XRP is a buy on the dip. And just as a reminder, in bull markets, buying dips is never easy. I mean, you definitely had a sentiment extreme last night and this morning. I mean, you know, certain influencers, I mean, guys are wearing their like XRP army helmets. And, you know, I'm really glad XRP is not a security for retail investors. But you just had a sentiment extreme and now you're having a correction and it looks like a horrible top because people got chopped up. When the reality is, you know, you're supposed to sell it when everyone's euphoric and buy it when everyone's panicking. And that's what's happening right now. That is what is happening. Okay. let's get over to PowerPoint because I know you're dying. Okay, New World Crypto TV. Okay. Says, I'm really starting to think I made the wrong call by selling my entire XRP bag on Wednesday. Okay, well, you know what, man? Let me tell you something. Everybody in trading has three things in common. One, they all had a first day, right? Two, they've all bought the low or sold the high, right? I'm sorry. They all bought the high and sold the low. Sometimes on the same trade at the same time. And in 1994, you know, the course of my life may have changed because I got out of a trade too early that wound up being a huge winner. So it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. Okay. Mo Money is here. Illuminati, welcome. Right. New Orleans in the house with the Notorious love. Okay. Tina Lee is here. Welcome, Tina. Okay. 115 degrees in Phoenix. I've been moving for a week. Okay. My roommate moved us in and I moved out of the old place. Some serious pain. Okay. Serious pain. Flappy Conk is here saying F the World Economic Forum and any international group. I get it. But if the IMF is acknowledging that gold is the world's reserve currency, they're not saying it's a CBDC. They're just reflecting what's going on and what central banks are doing. And gold and silver up, ETH up, which is why they want to dip ETH back to 4%, take it back to the bottom of the old range. No problem, man. No problem. You know, they want to do a little sell the fact here. Let's get the charts up. Okay. First of all, I think we got to check the market. So I'm not giving you like I updated the charts like right before we went on the air. Okay, so Bitcoin and ETH are both down 4%. Okay, so my charts are still good. So let's get there. Okay, now 11.5% of Bitcoin is left on exchanges according to Glassnode. So let me ask you something. With this Ripple XRP ruling, old stodgy mutual funds, what is their excuse for not getting into Bitcoin or ETH? What is their excuse? Oh, there's regulatory overhang. Oh, can't be careful, the SEC. Whatever, right? Coinbase listed XRP, go to hell. Ripple will pay a fine that has nothing to do with Bitcoin or Ethereum. And good luck proving 67 securities, 67 cryptos are securities. And even if they do, they'll just fine or they'll just settle with Coinbase. Because as that one, article showed, cryptos launched on exchanges may not be securities, aren't securities. So what is their excuse? And if everybody starts rushing in, Vanguard's involved in crypto with like Rihanna NFTs, which is cool. But of course, as soon as NFTs crash, crypto takes off. Crypto just takes off. And I heard the Vanguard CEO say, we're not interested in Bitcoin. Yeah, okay. You just wait. Now, XRP ran into resistance at 84 cents. So really, you need a weekly close above 84 cents to really get serious FOMO going. If there's a close above 84 cents, the next DeMark point is at 101. Now, if you go back, right, this XRP move looks like it's just starting to me. Okay, we can go through support when we do live TA. Okay, this monthly chart, DeMark work goes 1 through 9. It's a set of conditions like, the high is higher than the high 4 months ago. XRP is now on a 5. There could be 4 more up months in XRP. When they get done selling this today, when they get done with sell the fact or whatever they're doing, because, the euphoria about XRP wore off, or there's some news item out there that we don't know about, or somebody from the Celsius, there's some sort of liquidation event happening. Great. You're in a crypto, you're not in a crypto market, you're in a market of cryptos. This means Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Avalanche, and pick your spots. Because not every coin is going up, and alts in general are not going to be able to hold a consistent bid against Bitcoin in this market. I have been saying that. Now, this may be different because XRP could be money. It could be money. And if it holds, it continues to go higher. Okay, now I know people can't, people may be wigging. So let's go back to live TA quick and let's just look at what's going on in XRP. Funny, yesterday I was like, wow, XRP went up. I guess I missed the content opportunity. You think you miss out and then you don't. Okay, 89-minute chart. Okay, so you get a huge move, obviously. And when you get a huge move, what you look for is some kind of retracement. So this is an 89-minute bar of XRP. So, this is like, for people who like this is just me like literally drawing stuff as it's happening. So this is a Williams squat bar, this blue bar. So that should happen plus or minus 2 bars from the bottom or 3 bars. So it looks like the 62% retracement in XRP is at 64 cents. Okay. Now, it's not investment advice, but it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. So if this thing approaches the 62% retracement and you can buy it at 64 cents, then we can really see who the winner is. Because again, if we go back to XRP weekly, taking this out for a second. Okay, so what level is that? Oh, it's 64 cents. Okay, this is where the colossal, Celsius give up trade started. That was the last uptick for sell in May and go away. And support is at 62 cents. So they broke the level, right? This was clearly the bigger the base, the higher in the space, right? We were talking about XRP at 47 cents and it's coming back down to 64 cents. So, Toby said this could be a gradual uptrend to $3. And Toby hasn't been wrong about anything ever. And I know some people like it and some people don't. And guess what? I love y'all, but there's going to be a lot more of that because she doesn't need the cards to know what's happening. And you combine that with charts, it's scary. So 64 cents in XRP, I'm super interested. Okay, back to PowerPoint. Okay, 90-minute Bitcoin. So this will be relevant over the weekend. So if you're seeing this and you're like, all right, well, it held, it didn't hold, whatever. Okay, 30,587 is a moving average on a 90-minute chart, and the real support is down at 30,302. So again, you had a 9 top, and if you take this off, if you take the aggressive sequential off, this was a 3 wave, this was a 4 wave, and it points to a new high. So if they're selling Bitcoin down 4%, let me tell you something. When everything was up this morning, people were like, oh my God, please, I need a dip. And I was like, yeah, the dips may be shallow. Well, now you got yourself a deep dip. Dips are scary. Now, I thought they were going to do a blow off top over the weekend in alt, and then you were going to have this. But Mr. Market is doing things faster than even I could imagine. Okay, ETH went to 2,000. Everybody FOMO'd in, and then the range is really 2,000 to 1846 on a daily chart. Now, to be honest, this is a DeMark 4 up here. You're supposed to buy it on a 4. Okay, that's normally the counter trend move. But obviously, with the XRP move, maybe the counter trend move is on the 5. Meaning, maybe this is the dip to grab some ETH. Now, here's one of the reasons to start grabbing ETH. I know the Fed's going to talk all tough. I know interest rates are probably going to go up a lot. The simple fact of the matter is precious metals want to go up, 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 up. And I even think oil on dips makes sense. Per my charts and Toby, the October event is in the Middle East. And I can draw, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I can draw oil at 100. That will give you quite the move in October. In the meantime, it's precious metals. ETH will follow precious metals. You get a dip in metals, you get a dip in ETH. You take advantage of it until it doesn't work anymore. That's my opinion, right? In other words, everyone was in love with the market yesterday. What's changed, right? The SEC, the SEC's ability to sue entities about coins issued there has been just, the judge is like, no. Okay. I don't know, Jamie, which one sold off first, XRP or Bitcoin. It feels like, once XRP stopped going up, Bitcoin was vulnerable. I'm sure we'll find yesterday. Okay. New World Crypto says, 9,000 Bitcoin may have been moved around. It may be Uncle Sugar selling. It may also be something from the, this bankruptcy thing from June of last year. I'm sorry, from December of last year. You don't know. You don't know and you don't care, right? I mean, people may have thought that the Bitcoin rally wasn't big enough and they may have sold. Okay. Now, Bitcoin dominance. Who is the real winner of the XRP case? Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance had a major correction near the bottom of its regression channel. So it happened in January, it happened in March, it happened in June, and it looked like they were going to take it through and they were going to, do like what they did in June. They still might. But again, alts as an asset class are going to have a really hard time holding a bid versus Bitcoin. So you want to get your alt money, you want to be like the bear in Alaska. Right? While the salmon are swimming up the stream, right? You want to be standing there at the waterfall, just grabbing them as they jump out. And I figured alts were going to have a blow off top over the weekend, and they sold it today. Tricky crypto market. Now, ETH versus Bitcoin. Okay. ETH versus Bitcoin is coming off, but it's coming back to support on a 4-hour chart. Note the nice 13 bottom here. Note how you had to wait for it to happen. So first you have to wait and they bore you to death. Then it goes up, everyone FOMOs in, then they drop it. So first they kill you with boredom, then they chop you up. Bull markets, as a reminder, are hard, just like bear markets. They don't make it easy on you. What would you think? XRP was, it was like, we have absolved XRP. Now you may buy everything. Greatest day in the history of crypto. I think it was the greatest day in the history of crypto. But people are selling the news. And the real winner is going to be the big cap coins, because there's absolutely no excuse not to buy these coins and not to buy these crypto stocks, which are, by the way, are all correcting today. Yeah, they were unstoppable, but Galaxy Digital never went up. Nobody believes this. Well, they're going to have to believe it now. Okay, so the phony baloney in S&P is beyond my comprehension, right? I mean, the AI narrative is going to change how train companies move coal. Please. Is this not priced in yet? And they're selling decentralized AI coins, and everyone's talking about an AI apocalypse. Okay, well, if it's an AI apocalypse, then the little guy's got to get a piece of that. Or a little guy's got to, use AI or support decentralized products, right? You want this whole thing in control of Zuckerberg and all these guys? Forget about it, right? I mean, it's not going to be a crypto market. It's going to be a market of cryptos. If the market is down, buy it. If it's up, sell it. And that is the environment that we're in. I didn't talk about P&L destruction on my other shows today because it just didn't feel like the right thing to do because people were so happy. But we're in a P&L destruction environment because it goes up, everyone buys, it goes down, everyone sells. It should be the opposite. Except in the dollar, which is, just bovine excretion. Just done. Right? No uptick today. Things happen in threes. 1, 2, 3. We'll see you at 95. So for everyone who's selling Bitcoin down 4% today, or everyone who's saying, oh, it's over or whatever, no. What are you talking about? Right? There's no bin in the dollar. Let me tell you something. The Fed hikes rates and talks tough at the end of the month, and the dollar doesn't rally, forget about it. It's over. It is over. If you have an increase in 10-year note yields, or if the Fed hikes rates and this thing does not go to, if this dollar does not go up on that, on an increase in rates, it's done. And even if Bitcoin lurches lower, especially if equities come off, you're looking for a place to buy. Maybe you try a trading buy on Monday. Let them settle down over the weekend. You don't have to trade. Let's see if XRP holds 64 cents. If XRP holds 64 cents, my attitude is XRP could be a one coin market, right? It's a mixed judgment, but retail can come back to XRP, and institutions have to come to Bitcoin. Okay. Wrong again said, I thought I had the weekend to sell tops. I did think it was going to top out over the weekend. Okay. He just bought the ETF dip. Now he's all in. Check the charts on Monday. Okay. Wrong again said he bought the 50% retracement in XRP at 71 cents. Okay. It's going against you, but I don't know that that's going to kill you. Now, if they run the stops below the 62% retracement, is that going to hurt people? Yes. But if it comes back above it, the move's real. I mean, yesterday, if you had said, you know what, just relax, you're going to get to buy the 62% retracement in XRP, I'm like, wow, great. Toby thinks it's going to 3, gradually over time. So, I mean, if it was at 47 cents and it's now at 62 cents and it's eventually going to 3, are you going to say to yourself, oh my God, I got stopped out over 10 cents? No. Okay, the 10-year note. Okay, I better check to see where this is. This is a triangle. This is a breakout. This is a return move. This is kind of classic. If the 10-year note yield is above 381, there's risk of 4.5%. In other words, the integrity of our bond market. So let's go back to live TA. Let's see where the 10-year note yield is, because who knows if that's what's creating this problem. Okay, that probably is what's creating this problem. Okay, so you have interest rates back up again. So obviously somebody said something, right? This 10-year note yield is above 381. It's going to 4.5. And that's not going to be pretty. It's definitely not going to be pretty for equities, right? Okay, this was my daily chart. I had the high at 45.45. I'm just going to tell you right now, my prediction for stocks is stocks are going down. This whole tech stock FOMO thing, forget about it. Not doing it. Out. Right? In other words, I can handle a decline in crypto because of a decline in equities, because I know when a decline in equities is over, crypto is a buy. I mean, look at the absurdity of the DeMark work in S&P. I mean, 13 top, right to the blow-off top point. So DeMark work will give you, this is the end of the trend, or could be the end of the trend, and then they'll give you a level where there could be a blow-off top. I mean, I am definitely not the only person looking at this chart in S&P. Okay, and then Nvidia, sometimes you can get, sometimes the 4 is a buy, sometimes the 4 is a reversal. That chart doesn't look terrible either way. Okay, but this shooting star candlestick doesn't look so good to me. If you take the DeMark work off of it, it's a 5-wave top. So, I'm not particularly interested in stocks. And then, of course, there's the banks. Long Bitcoin, short the banks. Okay, Schwab. 4-hour chart, 13 and 9 top. That's game over. That's game over. Like, they have done nothing but squeeze people out. They even made me think, oh, gee, maybe this is, for real. Okay, this is Blackstone. Okay, there's your 9 top. They keep squeezing this higher. I'm not doing stocks. I'm just not. Okay, so crypto's down 4%. Crypto may be down 4% because they're running scared of this stuff. Okay, back to PowerPoint. I'm all over today. If you like a mix between PowerPoint and live TA, make sure you leave a comment. Okay. So be careful of bonds. Be careful of stocks. Okay, in the short term. The real test is to whether crypto is like, you know what, we're buying this because you're full of it. The test is on the dips and the test of your metal as a crypto trader. Avalanche. Okay, so I don't know where it is right this second, but Avalanche theoretically has resisted a target of up to 18. Now, Apecoin, just I threw this in there randomly. Apecoin hit resistance right over here. Not all altcoins, right? Altcoins do not hold a bid against Bitcoin at this stage of the cycle. Now, these charts are different because there's been a reversal today. But, again, FET down, right? I don't know if this week they're going to survive and get a good DeMark signal for this week. But again, it's down. Right? AI is down. AGIX, yes, it was up 4% today. It has come off. But this thing is at the bottom end of its range. Okay, I know this is so not sexy, but the graph sitting on support, right? Now, Cardano. Let's talk about Cardano, right? Cardano rallied, not Toby's favorite, by the way. Rallied up to resistance, failed. Okay, and this was the failure earlier, and I'm sure it's failed worse now because it rallied back up to the pre-Gensler point. So this thing gave people an opportunity to get out. Now, Stellar, okay, I know this mooned. You had a 13 bottom. This is a 4. So today could be the dip day. On a 4, these huge wicks may not be as bearish as you think they are. They may not be. So that's the PowerPoint version of the market update. Willimeter says he's late. You're never late. You're never early. You're right on time. Okay. Please hit the like button. We would appreciate that. Please subscribe to the channel. Definitely trying to get as much momentum as I can. Okay. Let's go back over here. And let's just check where we are. Oh, Cardano, right? You get to resistance and just, looking at Bitcoin Cash here. Okay. Let's go to like maybe a 90-minute chart. Okay. To see if they're buying it. Okay. So interesting. Big test here, right? You got the 9 top, the 9 bottom. They sold it. Now you kind of have another 9 bottom. Okay. So for Bitcoin Cash, you want to see him come in and start buying it today or tomorrow to maintain this rally. Okay. Now, I thought QNT had a shot. It just could not get through resistance that was over here. I kind of thought that they would rally the sector and this thing went up and then just failed. Right. Let's go back to Bitcoin, see how that's doing. In other words, when XRP rallied, it was supposed to take the whole sector with it. And now what's happening is whoever is selling on whatever fear trade is happening, they're taking the whole market down with it. Okay, DYOFR says, are you following the mega cap reconstitution order in the NASDAQ? Funds that follow NASDAQ weighting will sell to reflect rebalance. Okay, I have not seen that. I have not seen that, but it does make sense that pension funds have to like start moving money out of equities just to maintain their allocation. In other words, if they have 60% in equities and 40% in bonds, and equities have done nothing but go up, all of a sudden they're at 65% equities and they have to lighten up. So crypto may be running scared of anything that happens over in stocks. Okay. So stocks are treading water. Okay. VIX went all the way down to 13. I was talking about hedging a crypto portfolio with S&P puts. Okay. And for whatever reason, they decided to kill, MicroStrategy today, down 2%, right? Galaxy Digital down 4%. Let's pull up Galaxy Digital. Okay, so I had resistance up here from a regression band at $7. Let's check the hidden pivot work. Okay, so it was a hidden pivot top in Galaxy Digital. Okay, one thing I was talking about earlier today is you want to start looking for retracements. Okay, so if that was a top, 23% in Galaxy is at 6.4. Okay, in the event it really gets smacked, 62% is at 525. Okay, if this market today has taught you anything, it has taught you that P&L destruction is so freaking real, right? Everybody was asleep or bearish, and then all this stuff took off and then reversed. Like everybody bought the top. Okay. Don't chase big green candles. Now that point has been made, obviously, right? I just want to go through some additional charts if I can. Let's try to look at Bitcoin. Okay. So Bitcoin is in like a regression band. This is Bitcoin 89 minute. So I'm moving off DeMark and into this. Okay. Again, this is a range. Everyone sells, everyone buys. The ultimate winner is going to be Bitcoin. The ultimate winner is going to be Bitcoin. Now with ETH, right? Okay, let's try some hidden pivot work here to try to find a bottom. Whoop, that's not going to work. Can we find a bottom in ETH? Not with this chart. Okay, so if we go back to 89 minutes, right, there's a pretty simple idea that ETH has come down to retest the highs from June 13th, right? It was 1890. ETH is right now, I'm sorry, right, is at 1923. The low in ETH earlier was 1899. Okay, the high on this date in June was 1891. This is like breakout, retest. Now it's either that or it's a range. This is insane FOMO, and then they're going to come back down here to 1800. That's the alternative scenario. Okay. Now, if that happened, that would be, I think, Christmas, because that would probably be off an equities decline. And don't forget, big hedge funds may be taking profits for fear of the Fed. I like trying to buy a dip to see if you can buy a dip and make money. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Kush in my cologne. A lot of new names in here today. Really appreciate new guys joining in on the stream, as I appreciate everybody from Bull Runner to Wrong Again. Okay. The pancakes and peanut butter. Pat Murphy is like, why is it all collapsing? Okay, well, I don't know. I don't have a news headline. So I'm going to go with profit taking and more sellers than buyers. Seriously. Okay. Now let's look at an 89-minute chart of OP. Thank you. Okay. So when you have OP, you do the hidden pivot analysis on the 89-minute chart. You know, it stops short at $1.67. Okay. Oh, I'm not sharing screen. Okay. You know, a couple different ways to draw this. It looks like a blow off up at $1.67. Okay. In other words, you know, stuff I don't like would be like Matic. You know, this was already up a lot off of its lows. So, you know, interested in some of this stuff. Avalanche is still up. Not a lot, but it's still up. Now, it failed here at resistance. So that's not a perfect looking thing. Okay. Okay. Seda says XRP is not pumping weight. Lord Junta says, don't you think the SEC would be boxing itself in to corner it with an appeals judge and get the judgment validated? Look, the SEC is just going to move. Okay, let's pull up XRP again. You know, the SEC, like everyone else, knew that they were going to lose this case, right? There is nothing to indicate that XRP is a security. There's nothing. There's no law. So they tried to do this thing. They tried to sue. This was their original intent from way back in the day. And I can tell you right now, I'm telling you right now, people are going to buy the dip in this stuff. You can see it right here. They're doing it on the 62% retracement right here in front of it at 64. And the real winner of all this is Bitcoin. Now, again, the problem in this market, just so you understand, is you cannot forget the macro. The Fed is not fooling around about interest rates. They're not. And everyone's like, oh, it's over. Everything's fine. No, it's not. It's not. And crypto is a fast reacting market, right? Crypto will dump before anything else will dump, right? Crypto will be like, oh, wow, okay, we're out, right? Because the Fed's coming in 10 days. I just made a whole bunch of money. Peace out. Now, this can result in really nasty dips. It can result in really nasty dips. I hear Venus is going into retrograde. That means the perception of the planet has like a different spin on it. You know, Venus can be connected to crypto. It's kind of like crypto's planet along with Jupiter. That's at least what I've studied. So it could be like an astrological timing thing as well with no real reason. I'm sure we'll find out later what the reason is. What you want to be doing is thinking about, you know, like, where do I get involved? This is about where do I get involved? You know, if we're going to get if you're going to get shaken out, and I understand you're upset. I get that. I understand people are upset because they're getting chopped up. Like first they missed it. First they feel like they missed it. And now it's back and they're not happy. Right? Like I know people love it when it's going up. I understand that. But it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. Okay? So Notorious has come to its 62% retracement at 19 cents. So if this altcoin is good, it'll hold 19 cents. If it doesn't hold 19 cents, it's no good, right? It's not a crypto market. It's a market of cryptos. You know, there's a video on my Twitter from before this XRP thing called "Is Web3 Dead?" Is Web3 dead? I would argue, obviously, no. Okay. Are Web3 and NFTs dead? Hardly. Check the video out, right? Because I have videos that we cut up from other appearances. So if you like the market update, again, not a total shill, but I'm moving my Twitter to video. So if you check in my Twitter, there's going to be video content. You know, we stream to Twitter, but there's going to be video content on Twitter. And I'm getting me and Toby on Threads probably this weekend, right? And of course, there's Unhinged Crypto on YouTube. So, you know, I'm doing this. I mean, Solana was unbelievable. Everybody gave up on Solana. And I can't wait to see what Toby's got to say about this reversal. Because, you know, it's a hard market to trade. Okay. A lesson. Altcoins do not hold the bid against Bitcoin at this point in the cycle. XRP can have a mind of its own. Okay. If retail comes in and Ripple is not selling XRP, XRP can go up. Bitcoin can go down, but how much can it really go down? Like you see a 4% decline in Bitcoin and everyone is shocked. Why? You would have loved a 4% dip in Bitcoin yesterday. You would have been like, oh, goody, I'm going to buy. A 4% dip is never pretty. It's never pretty. So I don't know why everyone's freaking out. It's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. Now, do you have to do it today? Maybe not. Because again, the Fed's coming in 10 days. The Fed's going to come out. They're going to talk tough, right? And then if the dollar doesn't go up, gold and Bitcoin are going to smoke higher, right? In the meantime, everybody's probably taking profits and going to the beach in front of that Fed meeting on July 25th. Okay, so that's it. We appreciate you coming here. We'll see you next week.